Time now to answer your questions in the fan forum. Gang's all here to do just that. Our first question, one of the ways to get in touch with us is via voicemail. Our first question is a voicemail.
This is Anthony from Staten Island. Actually had a quick question about the New York Mets. Wanted to know what type of impact Zack Wheeler is going to have in the rotation when he does come back. Is it going to be similar to Harvey where he's on an inning limit, or will it be a moot point because he's coming back after the All-Star break and they won't have to worry about something like that?
Anthony, thank you so much for the question. Anthony, why don't you answer it first?
I was going to say, first of all, great name, Anthony from Staten Island. I don't think you're going to have to worry about Zack Wheeler coming back this year. He's not going to come back until July 1st is what the Mets are targeting. So you're not looking at a Matt Harvey situation where he comes back in March and is pitching in Grapefruit League games and in the regular season and then in the playoffs, and he's piling up 210, 220 innings. That's not going to happen with Zack Wheeler, even if he makes every start from here on out. It's a nice situation for the Mets because they don't have to worry about it. And if anything, they're going to want him to pitch as much as possible so that next year, going into 2017, we don't have to talk about this at all with him.
Yeah, I think they're learning from experience. They've dealt with it so many times. Look at this rotation. We talk about how talented they are, yes, but you look at how many of these guys have had Tommy John, experience with Tommy John, and it's no longer that taboo. Oh, no, he's had Tommy John. We got to take it real slow. It's 2 years. Maybe guys used to have to retire back when I was playing. So now you see somebody like Zack Wheeler. He's going to get back into the mix slowly, eased in. That's why you sign back somebody like Bartolo Colon who will eat innings and keep the line moving for these guys to be able to skip starts. You won't have to skip Bartolo starts. You know that for a fact. So when Zack Wheeler is ready and he's, not just pain-free, but putting up good velocity, good numbers, and feeling good, look out because this rotation will be second to none.
All right, our next question is a Facebook question. Comes from Jacob Piguero, and he asks, who will be the Mets' middle inning relievers? I think where he's going for is maybe who's going to get those last two spots in the bullpen. Nelson, what do you think?
Well, being that was what I was looking for my whole career, was if I could get that little long reliever
Nelson
spot.
Figueroa is going to be
hey, I would love to try with this staff. It'd be incredible. But for me, I think you look at the guys last year who had some great experience. Gil Martin was able to sit around, and it's not easy to do. Sit around 18 days and not pitch, and then come out there in key situations and find a way to keep your team in a ball game by being able to throw strikes. And they know what they have in a guy like Gil Martin. Logan Verrett did a tremendous job as a spot starter, had a really nice start in Colorado, one that he'll talk about for the rest of his life, and everybody else will because he pitched so well. But the real X factor in this whole thing is Rafael Montero. We had such high hopes for him last year. Coming into camp last year, this guy could have been the fifth starter. He could have been, the long reliever. He could have been a late inning guy because he has that plus velocity and that nasty slider and good changeup. Now, a year later, he's hopefully pain-free, and we can see if he's able to fulfill that role that they thought he was able to take last year.
We'll stay on Facebook. Have a question from Debbie Solon-Welch, who asks, who will start opening day versus Kansas City? So Terry Collins' favorite question every year.
Are you asking who should it be or who will
Let's
it be?
go who will. And then you can also quickly add in who you think should.
Well, I think it's going to be Matt Harvey when all is said and done because I think he's going to want it the most. This guy thrives off that type of situation. If you look at numbers alone, it should be Jacob deGrom. All-Star last year, had the best numbers of anyone on that staff, but you're going to have to wrestle that away from Matt Harvey.
And you also have to look, by the way, Nelson, when it comes to that decision, Jacob deGrom's wife is due right around opening day, so that could also make it somewhat easier in terms of, hey, just in case, we're going to give Harvey the ball here.
Yeah, the wild card like last year. Bartolo Colon could sneak in and get that first start just to get him over the hump. I mean, he's the veteran. He had the most wins yet again. Why would you mess up a good thing?
Yeah, and I think the thing to take out of that is there was so much outrage about Bartolo Colon. No one really remembers it after the first game.
He won, by the way.
Yeah,
he won on opening day.
Absolutely right.
All right, question number 4, our final question. This is from Twitter. John Stanko asks, besides baseball, what else is there to do in Port St. Lucie? Nelson, let's start with you. You were a player here as well, so you have it from both perspectives. What else is there to do besides just stay here until the sun has set and do a live show?
Well, there's a nice drive over to Jensen Beach. If you're a golfer, you're very close to PGA West. There's tremendous golf not very far away. You've got Duffy's for bowling. You've got the movies very close by. So there's a nice little nucleus of things that you can do. Is it the most exciting thing? No, and I think that's the reason why they are here. You really focus on baseball.
Anthony, what is this, year 7 for you here?
Yeah, how could you forget the rodeo? St. Lucie County Fair, there are rumblings that Yoenis Cespedes was there on Friday night. The team likes to go, and how could you forget? I mean, we're in the country here a little bit, right? So
I'm from Brooklyn. You think I know anything about the rodeo?
I think you'd have a great time.